when you're shopping for financial products, I mean, there's all kinds of things out there for that you could help people with. I'm a big believer in helping, parents with 529. As a dad of three boys, I know that they'll use every penny of that 529.
And here on Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Chicagoland's certified financial planner, Tim Stearns. And as he always does, starting us off with the tip of the week.
My tip of the week is for the baby boomers out there. As you near retirement, shift toward risk managed growth. You can have the best of both worlds, with protecting and growing things, but don't get ahead of yourself. You're not 40 anymore. We need to take care of the dollars that you've earned over all these years.
So, Tim, growth is still possible while managing and minimizing risk?
Absolutely. And you need to. I mean, I don't care how old you are. That's the only way you're going to stay above inflation. But we're seeing people right now that are just getting way ahead of themselves with risk. And that's a little scary.
And there are certain investment strategies or types of products that offer this balance?
Of course, there are different, things like stop losses, putting a floor in, doing hedging. There's a lot of different things that I don't think a lot of people know about. And that's what we pride ourselves in, is educating people to realize that you can have growth with risk mitigated.
We always appreciate you giving us that financial tip of the week, a little bit of education to start the program, ladies and gentlemen. But this is Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Chicagoland's certified financial planning professional, Tim Stearns, CFP. And on the program today, going to be talking about, it is shopping season. So shopping for financial products, giving and gifting smart. So when we talk about shopping for financial products, Tim, we could kind of take that two ways, like how to make a meaningful financial gift, or what you need to be considering as you are shopping yourself for financial products, right?
Yes. And, when you're shopping for financial products, I mean, there's all kinds of things out there for that you could help people with. I'm a big believer in helping, parents with 529. As a dad of three boys, I know that they'll use every penny of that 529. And I also know that most of the kids have more toys than they know what to do with. This is something practical that can actually help them, go farther in life.
And Tim, that 529, once opened, it's really easy to give that ability to family members that might also want to gift and contribute.
Absolutely. When you have different religious, holidays, like communion, baptisms and stuff, that's a great spot to give some money. And you're helping further the kid's college career. I think it's a win-win.
I think that the gift of money is sometimes seen as less than thoughtful, but Tim, given the right way, such as what you're talking about here,
Yeah.
opening a 529 for a child, what more thoughtful gift could you give? That is very thoughtful, and financial gifts can make a very meaningful and lasting impact.
Definitely. I mean, I'll always think about the example uh, David Gaylor gave me of, buying, a guy who mentored both you and I, talking about how, my great grandkids might not know me, but if I leave them life insurance, they'll definitely remember me. And I think those are the different things that you could do out there by helping a kid get through a college, or, getting a leg up to buy a car or what have you.
I I forget what movie or where it was from, but I'm just echoing a quote in my mind here, Tim. Somebody dies twice, once when they pass away, and then once when nobody remembers them or stops talking about them. And that's the kind of gift that would leave generations remembering and talking about you.
I agree with that 100%. And those are the ways that we can try to be remembered.
Well, financial purchases, financial gifts should align with your long-term goals and visions. They should not be impulse decisions. So we'll talk about several ways on the program to make sure that you are shopping wisely for your own financial products, but also giving meaningful financial gifts if that's a direction that you go in the shopping season. And Tim, from time to time, I know that people shop rates on things like CDs. What's the best CD rate right now? And they might cross the street to get a 0.5% higher at another bank. Is that something that we should be shopping for?
I mean, I think with the rate cuts coming, and I think there will be another one at some point here this year. With that, you're going to want to shop smart, be an intelligent shopper by looking for that half a basis points. You wouldn't if that money was sitting on the street, you wouldn't just walk past it.
Mhm.
So I say, yeah, walk across the street and get a better rate.
And CDs and savings bonds alike, those are safe. Um, Certain guarantees offered, very simple gifts to give. You can retain control of them, Tim, and purpose them for a child or a grandchild, but remain in your name. But early savings, obviously, proactive savers and investors know this, is that saving early is the key to large growth over time.
Well, the eighth wonder of the world, right, is the power of compounding, according to Einstein. I couldn't agree with that more. Get after it early.
And then, Tim, we also want to talk about the gift of protection. And I think that one of the most selfless things that you could do is provide financial protection for your spouse and for your children and family. Life insurance is a necessity wherever you're at in your financial progress. But if it's not in place now, or you want to increase that gift of protection, a very meaningful and impactful purchase and gift.
Well, yeah, life insurance. Many people we see, oh, I want to just be able to buy enough to cover the mortgage. I mean, there's so much more that goes into if you lose a spouse, getting rides to places, having a babysitter, that type of stuff. So I always like life insurance as a gift. I mean, it's something that it's literally the gift that keeps giving.
Protecting loved ones from financial hardship. And then I know that I often hear about like parents or grandparents buying insurance on their child or grandchild that then matures and can turn into college savings or something else down the road, Tim.
Right. I mean, that's a great way to do it. And like David Gaylor said, he might not know me, but he'll remember me. That's exactly a way to do it by having life insurance.
And then certain life insurance these days, Tim, can also help protect your family against the cost of long-term care should you yourself need it.
Yes. Yeah, I love that now they're a hybrid, where you can get actually living benefits out of a life insurance. That's one of the best innovations I've seen in the last 20 years in our industry.
And then, Tim, the gift of growth. We can also purpose our financial gift in a way that will help achieve the growth that we all need financially over time.
That's another great gift, stock or a DRIP investment, which is dividend reinvestment plan. Those are another way to, get extra shares for your loved ones. A lot of people do that with Disney stock, right? They'll actually buy the actual certificate and frame it. I'm not telling people to do that, but to do a DRIP, or dividend reinvestment plan for somebody is also a really nice way to build growth. Riches better.
Um, a teachable gift, right, Tim, is the like this is the
Yeah.
beginning of maybe some financial education for a child or a grandchild.
Being a certified financial planning practitioner, I've always tried to show my kids that. So making them have some skin in the game so they can watch a stock grow or lose, just so that they know what it's like. I think that's you can't put a price on that.
The gift of patience as well, teaching
Yes.
that lesson, certainly.
I agree.
And then a gift of legacy, Tim. Every mature, responsible adult with a family, with over 18, a mortgage, pretty much anyone probably listening within earshot of the sound of this program should have their legal and estate planning done as a gift to their family.
If anyone has ever seen probate, that's definitely not something you want to give your family. You want to make sure that they avoid it. So having trusts, having power of attorneys, having wills that spell out exactly how things are going to go when you're not here, that's definitely a gift that someone will be very happy that you did that for them.
And Tim, there are several ways to give great financial gifts, like what we're talking about.
Well, one of them, if your grandkid is working, start a Roth for them. I mean, think about the amount of taxes they won't ever pay again on those dollars, and that makes your heart grow warm right away because you're avoiding taxes for your grandson or granddaughter. I think that's another great way, and then obviously the custodial accounts are another way.
And with the custodial accounts, you're keeping control of those until they turn a certain age, right?
Of course, in Illinois it's 18, which is the way it should be. That's one way of doing it. The 529 also, where you're the owner, is a great way too, so that you can kind of dictate where that money goes.
Lots of great ideas to make meaningful, impactful, and thoughtful financial gifts, ladies and gentlemen. And it is that time of year. So if you would like to find out more how to or need some assistance in selecting what's the right approach for you, your situation, and the loved one that you want to make that gift for, give Tim Stearns, CFP, your certified financial planning professional, a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. And Tim, when shopping for financial products for yourself, you listed a few rules. Compare before you commit and understand what you're buying.
Right. Definitely compare what the fees are, what the nuances are of the product. And the other thing is to make sure that you're understanding what you're getting. Is there a tie-up period to the money? Is it something that the kid can access when he's 18, or when he's older, it can only be used for college? Make sure that you know the ins and outs of it before you're putting your hard-earned money into something you don't understand.
And even if it's a financial product or products, a whole portfolio that you bought some time ago, reviewing your holdings annually, Tim, always a good idea.
Always, to review all those is very important.
Well, whether you're shopping for financial products to give or to own, the goal is the same, creating lasting value. And if you would like to make sure that you have the right tools and products in place, or if you would like that Protect and Grow written retirement blueprint, give TJ Stearns Inc. and Tim Stearns CFP a call, 800-640-2256. That is 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, we always appreciate the time here on Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement.
Thanks, Peter.
Tune into Chicagoland's certified financial planner Tim Stearns' full radio program and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Investment advisory services offered through Cornerstone Securities, LLC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.